I would like us to listen to this lady. There's a lady who's going to speak here, and I want you to listen to her very carefully. And I want you, while you are listening, I want you to also think about the dialogue that Mr. President has announced, okay? This is so important, and I want you to listen to her very carefully. She's still young, but I want you to listen to what she says. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I want you to think about the dialogue that it's going to happen in South Africa. Let's go.
The participants on the virtual platform, I will note in the following order: Member Tando Lokele, followed by Mike De Silva, then Councillor Mohlale, and then Member Dunjena.
The speaker the future speaker, future deputy speaker, future chairperson.
Am I audible?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are.
EFF.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to greet the chairpersons of the session, the ministers, and all the honorable members present today. Most importantly, I'd like to greet the young people who are present in today's youth parliament. I think my starting point would be an expression or commentary on I'm quite disappointed in the running of the session. One, I believe if we're going to have an engagement session, especially when we're discussing recommendations on behalf of young people, we're discussing statistics on behalf of young people, the best thing we can do is share all those documents prior to this engagement so that every single person who comes into these engagements comes with preparation in mind as to what we're going to discuss, how we're going to discuss it, and how these sessions are going to be run. So I'm quite disappointed in how the entire session has been run, especially because I got an invite 2 days ago. I'm assuming some of the young people got one earlier, but I really am disappointed in how the session entirely is run. And I do think, moreover, for me, it looks like a box-ticking process to say we did it, but it doesn't look like there is an attempt to have meaningful engagement. But to go on into my questions, the first set of questions I have with regards to the NDP, or the NPC rather, with regards to the plan, especially now stepping into the conversation of artificial intelligence and having access to that. We have not diagnosed, I feel like the entire session has not properly diagnosed the issues within our country or the country's context. One, we have a big digital divide. Majority of our young people don't have access to the internet. And before we speak about access, they don't even have access. People in rural areas don't even have access to basic internet before we speak about data rates, and cell phones. Speaking on artificial intelligence would most likely speak to the middle class and the high income classes who already either have access to IT or CAT in their high schools, only which 5% of the schools provide nationwide, firstly. So with regards to that, that's my first question. Have we properly diagnosed the problem? If we give people access to IT and ICT and AI, who are we giving access to that? How are we going to solve the question of digital divide in our country? But moreover, I think my follow-up question would be to the entire parliament at large, whether or not are we properly diagnosing the manners or the issues within our country. One, the biggest problem with mapping skills, or rather with young people finding employment before we even create jobs, is that they are not having proper access to education, right? As much as we have a huge 98%, I think, based on the statistics that were provided here, 98% of young people are attending primary school, but there's a significant drop in high school and tertiary level, right? Is it the money that contributes to that? Is poverty? How far are the schools that the young people are supposed to be attending? How are they accessing their home affairs? How are they accessing their high schools? Where are the high schools? For a young person who is in a rural area who has to walk an hour to get to school, how are we expecting that person to have enough energy to get into school, to continue with their studies, moreover even going to tertiary level, right? Now continuing the conversation on the digital divide, to access tertiary level, you must apply for bursaries, you must apply for universities online. So already there's a limited access to universities, there's a limited access to CETA, there's a limited access to either NYDA. So with that limited access, we're still not speaking to the relevant people, we're speaking to people who have doubted. In this meeting today, you invited us who have internet access, who have Wi-Fi, who are in universities, who most likely maybe might find ourselves having employment. So I really do think this discussion one is limiting itself in the sense that it's not properly diagnosing the context in which why we have an economical crisis and why young people are not having employment, but also we furthermore just overall, I feel like it's just a very big box ticking process in the sense that one, we're not provided with the PowerPoint presentations prior to come and have meaningful and informed engagements. But also, I don't think we have properly diagnosed the context in which we are discussing all these issues. Thank you very much.
Listen, all I can say is, for me, I don't care what it can be formal, it can be whatever. For me, I will always favor that thing that they do in Parliament. And guys, that thing I believe is the best one that they are doing. That Imbizo thing, where they go, is it Imbizo or what? I don't know whether it's Imbizo, where they go to the community, and then the community is there, and then they ask questions and everything, right? Like, that is the best one, and it's the best one because they go on the floor, they go on the ground, where you find somebody who stays on the streets who can be able to come there and ask questions. Not this thing of bringing people who are professionals who are going to speak English, and then after that it's not, nothing is done. It's just an exercise, you know. I understand it and I agree with her. Okay. All these things that you are trying to do, guys, I know that you are trying to get young people engaged and blah, blah, but you are targeting wrong people. That is why I'm favoring that Imbizo thing. Because it's helpful, I believe. It gives you a sense of what exactly is the frustration of people on the ground. Rather than when you are hearing a person in Parliament, because you guys, when you are in Parliament, it's all about you. It's all about the parliamentarians. They just outshine each other. Yeah, I'm better than you. Yeah, I can speak better than you. Yeah, you are not doing what. Yeah, you are not doing. Yeah, you are not wearing a nice jacket. Yeah, you can take your whatever. And then you end up. That is why I'm saying the ground, anyway, it's okay. But just like I said to you, just think about what is that thing? The dialogue thing. How do you think that thing is going to help? I'm just asking. How do you think it's going to help? Because if we don't deal with the core thing, guys, listen. South Africa has been talking. Okay, we've been talking, and I can tell you right now, it's not everyone in South Africa that will be interested in politics. Okay, but we've been talking. People have been talking. There have been formal engagements. There have been informal engagement in Bizo. There are some organizing. People are organizing and people are talking and everything. Okay? But the problem is nothing is done. For me, the only solution for South Africa, which I think in today's government, it's not there. I don't know in the GGNU, maybe some people argue, they can argue and say it's there. But the implementation, it's very important. This thing of always trying to consult until 3 years passes, and then on the 4th year, even on the 4th year, when you're supposed to implement, you are not implementing because you still need to consult someone after 3 years, and you promised this thing 3 years ago. It's all about implementation. I would rather have a leader, whether he's a dictator, whether he's a what. A leader who will be able to say, I've got these 5 things, I'm going to do these 5 things, and they complete them, they do them, they implement them. I'm going to finish potholes in this city, I'm going to finish potholes in this country, I'm going to finish potholes in this municipality, and they go down and they work, and they make sure that there is no corruption. Corruption will never, it's something that I don't think we will be able to overcome, because it starts up, going down. I don't think it will end. I can tell you, I don't think it will end, because when you have somebody who is trying to do the right thing, there's somebody in the background who's doing corruption, messing up the whole thing. And I can tell you right now, guys, this thing of talking, it will not help us. And I know that we are a country that likes to engage. Let's engage. We cannot do things without engaging. We've been engaging. Implementation. Promise and implement. Say you'll do this, implement. You don't like Trump, right? Some of the things I don't agree with him. But I can tell you, when he promises to do something, he does it. He cancelled everything when he became a president. Cancelled everything and stopped everything, freezed everything, and started to build a country from, I don't know, whether to say from the ground up. Started to build a country. Now he's opening, he's signing. He's busy now signing. He was signing. He was stopping things by signing. Now he's signing, bringing in things. He promised that I will do this. He's doing it. Hate him or love him, it doesn't matter. But he's a guy who says, I will do this, and he does it. Like him or hate him, but he does it. That's a wrong or right. He will do it. Okay? And stand by his decision. Come on, guys. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. You can go and watch the full parliament. This is a youth parliament. As we all know, it's a youth month. So you can go and watch the whole session, which actually was very interesting. So you can go and watch the whole thing, okay? I will try, if I don't forget, put the link in the description. But you know, Parliament of South Africa, you can go there and watch. You will see it. It was today on Friday. So, ladies and gentlemen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all right? You can share if you want, if you like what you see, all right? Let's get to it. I'm out. Sharp, sharp, profit.